Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Metal Gear Mondays, the Games Club style podcast where we cover all things Metal Gear, top to bottom, left to right, inside and out. This week, we are in Extra Op Numero Dos, and we are talking top 5 boss fights and bottom 5 boss fights. As always, I'm your host, Alessio Summerfield, and this week I am joined by...
James.
Sam. And to mark this momentous occasion of an episode, I'm going to open a cheese stick live on microphone.
Wow, what a fucking treat. Can we all thank Sam for such a...
All right, ready?
What a pleasure.
Cheese steak?
It's cheese stick. Let me...
that's less impressive.
James, why don't you let the fucking moment breathe? Hold on. Ready?
Is it like a cheese...
Hey, wait a minute. Who's that? Who's that voice that we didn't introduce yet?
Hey, it's Isaac. Thanks a lot, Sam.
Yes,
I
Sam.
didn't... Hey! I want to open my fucking string
Sam,
cheese.
I love that as we're recording this, like, Sam is clearly just wandering around his kitchen with a mic in his hand, just fucking opening cheese sticks, making cheese steaks.
No, Sam's actually probably opening that cheese stick on his bed if I was a betting man.
In his bed.
Hold on a second.
He's got the sheets.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting pissed. He's getting pissed. He's gonna kill.
And there it went.
That was good.
Thank you.
What if it was actually the sound of Sam killing his roommate?
Prime time.
Alessio, I'm gonna put a picture in our Google Hangout.
What do you
that I would like you to include in the show notes.
Okay, we temporarily haven't been doing show notes because of RSS feed issues, but I'll see what I can do.
That I want you to put in the Facebook post.
Okay. I don't know why I can't see
now.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, is it this guy?
Yep.
Well, it's the second picture.
I'm not seeing it. Can you guys describe it to me?
Me.
It's Sam. He's got
Sam
something
doing?
coming out of his mouth.
Oh, God. What am I looking at here?
Oh, no.
Oh, nice, Sam. I like the haircut.
That's a good haircut.
What's up with that charger?
What charger?
I'm seeing a picture that you posted of your iPad charger, and it's pretty disturbing.
No, that's not mine.
Okay.
Yeah, it is, Sam.
Anyway, let's move on.
Perfect. So moving on, as mentioned at the top of the episode, this week, per poll review, selection choice answers from you guys, the patrons. If you're not our patron, I'm sorry, but you had no weight in this discussion. We had a poll as to what the extra ops that people were most excited about were. And the number one top spot was the top 10 bosses of Metal Gear. But we've decided to do you one better. We're going to do top 5 and bottom 5 because we're going to round robin this shit. And if we did top 10 and bottom 10, we'd be here for like 16 hours. So, yeah, that was a thing. The second most voted thing was an episode on the story of Kazuhira Miller. So expect that to be coming.
Woo! It's gonna be a spicy one.
Yep. We will more than likely not do that before the season dedicated to film. For anybody who expected the season dedicated to film to start this episode, I'm sorry. Due to a scheduling snafu on my part, Sam was prepared. Literally nobody else was prepared. So I'm sorry.
But here's the thing, though. I was prepared. Isaac probably would have been prepared if you did not tell him that he didn't have to be prepared.
No, that's
This is
true.
true.
So it would have been just me and James that were underprepared. Because James and I somehow like misremembered, even though the calendar was accurate.
We fucking lived in a whole different timeline, and it was just like it's like
JFK hadn't been killed yet. It was crazy. Everything was
it's
wild.
like I'm not myself.
But yeah.
Alessio tried to blame it on my parents.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The JFK assassination, not the.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so we're going to talk about it. Sam, as per the extra op standard that was established last episode, do you mind lending us your Super Smash Brothers-esque announcer voice for each of these?
Oh yeah, no, I'm with it.
Okay.
All right. So we're doing best or worst first.
So we're going to start. I think we should do top 5 and alternate bottom 5. So we do top number 5, bottom number 5,
Ooh.
top number 4, bottom number 4.
Okay. And we're round robining.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like 20 total bosses.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Is that what's
40?
It's gonna be
40.
40 total bosses.
40.
Maybe.
Damn.
I don't have that many
All right.
bosses.
All right. So we're doing best then worst?
Yeah, and
Or
I'm
worse
just,
than best?
we're gonna do worst than best. And I've given
Worse than best.
this a lot of thought, but for the listener at home, I'm intentionally not trying to make this like an exhaustive expertise. Let me get my jeweler's glasses on. We're just gonna hip fire.
Let me check that out.
We're gonna hip fire from our personal experiences. So please don't expect this to be.
Yeah, I've got some good ones.
The stats on the Hind D and Metal Gear Solid 2 VR missions, that should actually be the worst boss. Like, I'm not looking for that. Okay, so just want to establish
All right.
that.
Worst boss, number 5.
Cool. I guess I'll start us off.
You do whatever you want to do, buddy.
Okay, cool. I kind of revealed my hand a little bit. I think the Hind D in Metal Gear Solid 1 is a very frustrating and dumb boss. So I don't like that boss. So
what's it called?
That's my bottom 5. It's a Hind D.
Okay.
It's a helicopter.
It's a helicopter.
It's a helicopter with a.
So here's what I want to.
It's a helicopter. It's a helicopter with a brother in it.
Yeah, I want to establish a rule here. So
Yeah.
if one of us says a boss that James doesn't know about, I want James to explain what he thinks the boss is based on the name only.
Perfect.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
So we've already spoiled what Hind D is.
Yeah,
But
and
like,
that's okay.
what I would have said was like, like a dog can like get on its hind legs, right? So I was picturing
Yeah.
like
It's
a
a hind
penis
dog.
on its hind like base.
Oh no!
It's like
Ew.
coming at Snake, like some Snake
a
on
very
Snake action.
a very good boy.
A very good boy.
Yeah, the Hind
D.
D. I think the reasoning behind this is probably not super sound, but I just found it to be within the PS1's graphics and the PS1's control scheme. I found this to be kind of a frustrating boss fight that like didn't feel like there was skill involved and that you could really dodge anything. You're just kind of soaking hits and just hitting the Hind D, especially like on higher difficulties. There's not like whenever I played this on like hard, I don't know if I played it on extreme. When I played it on hard, this felt like very hit or miss based on the AI and like what it chose to do. And I feel like I just replayed it a whole bunch, just like hoping to luck out. There might be a pattern or something, but I don't know. This just felt like poorly. Whereas the tank in MGS1 felt like a puzzle boss, this didn't feel like a puzzle boss. It felt like a first-person shooter boss in the middle of my MGS1. So that's my rationale.
Okay.
Who's next?
That's a good point.
Sam's next, baby.
There he goes.
Number 5, my number 5 worst boss is the fucking Man on Fire.
What?
Whoa,
I
Isaac.
love him.
Hated.
Isaac, so this is a Metal Gear Solid 5 boss.
Yeah.
right.
So no.
And
like,
James
no
doesn't have to
spoilers
guess because
beyond-
James already beat Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, I beat the
Yeah.
shit out of it.
Yeah. So I don't like it's so.
It's not
feels
really a
just very-
boss.
It feels that's primarily why I don't like it. It just feels like you're not like you don't even beat him.
Yeah, Isaac, it's like a scripted.
gotta-
It's like a scripted encounter that you have to deal with like several times throughout the story, which is
Oh.
kind
Yeah,
of
like
dumb.
the whole point. You're just pouring like a bucket of water on him and then you're running away.
Well, I developed
Fuck
the
that
water
shit.
gun and squirted him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I developed the super soaker.
No, I mean I did. You
No, I
get
know,
a super
I know.
soaker.
Yeah, I know.
Well, there's apparently there's like a whole bunch of shit you can do to actually like beat him and take him out. Like you can win that fight, because you can hurt the Padre that he's with.
The sensor sound, other component
Yeah.
of the fight.
His friend,
His handler.
his handler. Yeah.
His handler.
Like apparently you can like hurt him and like peace out. I don't fucking know. I didn't do it. I just tipped the water on him like a fucking teacup.
Nice.
Ooh, teacup.
Nice.
Teacup.
We're gonna pour the water in him like a teacup, sip it. Oh yeah, it's too hot. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Yeah.
Isaac, who you got for your number 5 worst boss so far?
So I'm gonna spoiler alert this by saying I only did the top bosses.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh man, nothing but positive from.
Hey,
I'm
you
bringing the
just
light to
hit
this
fire, dude.
conversation.
Hit fire.
But I'm looking through the list and I'm gonna just spit fire real quick. I'm gonna say
Wait, you got a full-blown list of every boss in the game?
yeah, it's on the wiki. It's on the
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to
the Metal
take
Gear
a
wiki.
little peek. I want to see if there's anybody I forgot. Continue.
Yeah, boy. I want to say. So on this list, it says the frogs from MGS4, which are mini bosses, I guess you could say. But I always found them to be super annoying.
Oh,
And
yeah. I too.
and I
real.
just didn't like.
Sam, do you need me to guess what a frog is?
You know what? I kind of want. I want you to. What are the frogs?
I want James to just think they're actual frogs.
Some sort of.
Yeah.
It's probably
Little
some.
caropes?
I'm just assuming it's some sort of dumb looking tank.
Isaac, do you want to tell James what the frogs are?
The frogs that are not tanks. They actually, I guess, behave to me. They behave like frogs. They're very jumpy.
Are they ribbits?
They're
Do they make
soldiers.
sound?
Oh, they're still. Okay, I see.
Yeah, they're a bunch of elite
Yeah.
soldiers carrying P90s.
Carrying Pinors.
They do acrobats.
They
And they shoot
do
at you.
acrobats.
And they scream, ah!
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah,
Now I
Alessio,
remember.
cue it here.
Thanks, Sam.
You're welcome.
I forgot about that. Yeah, when you kill them, they go. Ah!
Just like
Cue
a
it here,
frog.
Alessio.
Not again.
Just like a frog.
Like the tree.
All
Just
right.
like a frog.
Like a rock.
Do you have a number 5 worst boss, James?
Yeah. It is the pause date scene from Peace Walker. It was a tough one. You try to figure out what to wear. You try to figure out how to get her to wear whatever you wanted her to wear. It's tough.
It is tough.
It's really tough.
Yep. Into it.
Yeah.
Number 5, best boss.
All right, here I am, rock you like a hurricane. So my number 5 best boss. Again, this is just like from personal experience. I really don't want anybody to like at me that like I'm being dumb. So the sequence in Metal Gear Solid 1 with the elevator guards. I really
wait.
enjoyed that. Like the whole like, wait a minute, they're in here with me right now. Like the whole like, wait a minute, the elevator can only hold certain number of weight. Why isn't it moving? Like that whole little like mini boss fight. Since Isaac cracked the can open on some mini bosses, I'll go ahead and throw in a mini boss. But I really enjoyed that whole sequence.
Nice.
Yeah, James. For context, there's a situation in Metal Gear Solid 1 where Snake enters an elevator.
No.
What?
Do we want we're probably gonna play that again? Do we want to?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
Spoil that moment for
I'm
him?
fucking playing it right now.
Oh, are you really?
Okay.
I'm about to.
Okay. Let's just say you enter an elevator and things aren't as they seem,
Wow.
and you encounter some boys, and it was
Can
good.
Do I have to buy it physically? Whatever. How do I get
No.
to Metal Gear? How do I get to the game?
Metal Gear Solid 1 should have a download code in your HD.
It does have a download code in
and you have to
that, yeah.
download a PS1 Classic on the PS3.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number 5. Sam?
Okay. My number 5. Okay. This is gonna feel like it's coming out of nowhere, but my number 5 is Fat Man.
Oh, nice.
Ooh. He was
Yeah.
on my list.
I really enjoy the battle with Fat Man on that helipad, and
Yeah.
for a very long time, like it was. Honestly, it's probably my favorite boss in 2.
Well, in the game
Hey,
that
James.
arguably has
In the
the
game.
What?
has the worst
what's a
bosses
Fat
on
Man?
purpose.
It's a device that shoots small nuclear warheads.
Oh, that's close.
So you think that
pretty
just this warhead device was a boss in this game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam?
What do you think it sound? What do you think its voice was like?
Pew!
Awesome.
You got it.
Yeah.
That's actually
Fucking
it.
final answer.
Nailed it.
Nail on
Yeah,
the head,
fucking
yeah.
give me my $1 million,
So-
bitch. He's fat.
He's on roller skates.
Yeah, so Fat Man is actually a fat man. He's in this this bomb vest, and he rides on roller skates.
Sure.
And his whole deal was that he wants to blow things up. There's more to him than that, but that's kind of like a Cliff's Notes version of what's happening.
Yeah.
And so what happens is he kind of roller skates around this helipad, and he plants explosives around the place that you have to go and freeze. Otherwise, the fucking place blows up.
You mean freeze?
Freeze. Did you say nerd? We have to run around and freeze the bombs to get him to like stop moving so you can shoot him. And it's a very interesting boss that has that like at its very end has like a pretty tense moment that you have that like is very good.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So that's your number 5 top boss.
Yeah.
Isaac.
Okay. Crap. I've got a list of like 12, so I'm trying to narrow down. How do you
Hold
guys
on.
narrow down to 5?
How did this
Just
happen?
pick your top 5.
I'm going for it. Are you
Just
ready
take the
for this?
list and circle the top 5 ones, and then just don't even look at the bottom ones.
Well, then I went in chronological order, so
Oh,
it would be
no.
all MGS bosses, which is fine. I think I'm gonna go against Alessio's grain
Ooh.
with 5, and possibly Sam's, and go with the Fury.
Ooh.
Interesting.
For some reason,
Are you familiar with the
died
Fury,
a
James?
lot, obviously. Do what?
No, James said, interesting. And I said, are you familiar with the Fury, James?
I don't know a fucking thing.
What do you
But-
assume the Fury is?
He's one of the angry guys.
He is an angry guy.
He's my angry boys.
Is he the guy with the big eyes?
Excuse me?
No.
No.
The guy with the big eyes?
Yeah, I think that's
Who
the
is
end,
the guy with the big
right?
eyes?
Or the Sorrow, maybe. The Sorrow's got the big eyes.
What? I don't.
No, the end
Can you-
had some big eyes.
Can you
there for a
describe what?
minute.
Maybe it's the end.
Can you describe what
Who's the
big
big
eyes?
eye?
He's just got big eyes. They like don't fit
Okay.
his head correctly.
They don't fit his head correctly.
Everybody.
I think
they're
you're
all-
mixing up Aloy.
No. The listeners know what I'm talking about.
The big eyes?
Yeah, he's got the big eyes.
Are you trying to say big eyes or bug eyes?
Big eyes. He's got big eyes, guys.
Big eyes. Big eyes. Big eyes.
Yeah, it's this
big
it's this
eyes.
fucking guy. He's got for a second his like eyes bulge out.
Yeah, I see something.
Yeah,
about,
it's the
he's talking
end.
about the end.
Oh, he's in what's his guy's name? The old guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big eyes.
The end.
Big guy. The end. Yeah. No, it's not him.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, Fury is the Fury is he's in a spacesuit and he likes fire and he's very angry.
Don't we all?
Isaac, can you tell us what you like about the Fury? Because that boss
just-
fight, if you guys, if listeners who've been along with the ride for a while know, the Fury whipped my ass the last time we played
Yeah,
this game.
Alessio had like a fucking reckoning moment with the Fury.
Yeah, so I died like 17 times to this
Tough.
boss.
He's pissed.
Isaac, what'd you like about him?
I just like the atmosphere in this one. It was just like in this dark. Well, I feel like there were several hallways, and he would just like ping pong back and forth. So you had to like run. Oh, excuse me, and try to find him in the dark almost. And it was challenging, but I thought it was very.
Would you say that you were fumbling in the dark?
I was. I was. I mean, I died quite a bit, but something about it kind of stuck with me, and maybe it was because it was so hard, but I don't know. I liked his character and his flame throwing stuff.
His
and his
flame throwing
flying suit.
lifestyle. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, it was good. The end is a little ridiculous. Not the end like the boss fight,
Yeah.
but the end of the boss fight where the soul of the Fury escapes his body.
Yeah.
Can I make the end of the boss fight my number one boss? Is that a thing I can do?
No.
Like the cutscene?
Is that your number one
Why not
boss?
just say the end?
Way to fucking
End of
spoil
this
the end
boss
of the
fight?
episode, Sam.
Man, fuck off.
James, who's your number 5 top?
Well, this isn't going to surprise anybody, but my number 5 top is
Please say Lav Type G from Peace Walker.
the Kazuhiro
Was this
Miller
my-
date scene.
Oh no.
You got that boy finally right where you want him. You put him in that box. You get in that box with him.
Oh yeah,
It's good.
Oh.
nice.
I was gonna say my number 5 top is Anthony from Queer Eye.
Oh, for fuck's
shit.
sake, Sam.
I like that.
No, that's my number 1 actually.
It's a,
I am in love with that man.
it's a children's show.
I'm in love
Is it?
with Anthony Porowski.
Go tell him.
Go run tell that.
Yeah.
I will run tell that. It's on Twitter. I'm not afraid.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm gay as shit.
Sam, set me up.
Number 4, worst boss.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to give this to Dirty Duck from Metal Gear 1.
Yeah, boy.
And honestly, I feel like every Metal Gear 1 boss fight.
Yeah, it was about.
I think that's almost cheating.
Yeah, dude, they're just not great. Yeah, I mean, obviously they had to like learn how to do the iconic boss fight thing, and I think they tried because at least all of these guys have their own sort of shticks. But the thing that I dislike the most about the Dirty Duck fight, I feel like the other ones are fine. Like there's the Nikita boss fight. I'm trying to remember who it is. I think it's like Running Man or whatever his name is. Specifically, Dirty Duck sucks in Metal Gear 1 because while you're trying to fight him, he straight up puts POWs in between your bullets. So if you don't,
It's a good strategy.
yeah, if you don't do it right, you can just kill a bunch of.
He's a dirty
prisoners?
duck.
Yeah, you can kill a bunch of prisoners,
Killing
which
John McCain left and right.
which
It's rough.
in Metal Gear
Whoa.
1, those prisoners tied directly to sort of like your experience level and like how much health and like ammo and stuff you get. So it feels like it's like permanently punishing you for not doing the fight right, which is fine in today's standards with checkpointing, not fine with Metal Gear in 1987. So that's my number 4, and I'm sorry if it's kind of, I don't know, anticlimactic.
That's a good one.
Sam?
Hey. My number 4 is fucking Cocoon.
What?
Fuck Cocoon, man.
Cocoon from Peace Walker?
Yeah.
What the fuck you got against Cocoon?
I didn't expect any Peace Walker bosses to be on any of these lists.
Really, I fucking hate. I the more that I
But you
played it, the
loved
more that I
Cocoon.
realized I hated. No, I did not love Cocoon. I didn't love any of them except for Zeke.
You mean the full robot cast of bosses from Metal Gear Peace Walker?
The fully automated, the full metal boss battle.
Yeah.
No, Cocoon. It was just like it. So it was just too large and bulky and contained to be any good. I thought.
That's fair. Yeah, the arena's not very respectful of your of your time as a game player.
It's true.
That's fair.
I like that one.
Isaac, who's your number 4?
Oof. Let me hit it up with Pupa. We're
What?
doing a double feature.
You mean just the Shagohod in an arena?
Yeah. The one from Peace Walker.
Yeah, I feel like that was the easiest boss fight in that game. Why was it so
Exactly.
offensive? Oh, because it
Because
was.
I feel like there was nothing to it.
There's like no challenge.
Yeah, it just felt like here's this
Wow.
tank thing, and you just shoot at it. Because I don't know. I guess it had the electric shock.
Electric shock.
But other than that, I feel like you could circumvent it pretty easily and just shoot it more until it died
Nice.
or destroyed.
Nice.
I
I'll
don't
take that. That's fine. Yeah, it's just kind of like an automated tank boss. It's not anything spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my number 4 worst boss is the support chopper in MGS5. He's never there when you need him. He never shows up in the nick of time. He never
What's his name? Again?
Pequod.
Oh, Pequod. That's
Yeah,
right.
Pequod. I don't
Which is
blame
also
him.
a Moby Dick reference.
What is it?
Pequod is a Moby Dick reference as well.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I was gonna say, isn't Pequod the villain of the first Shrek movie?
Well, that too.
That's Farquaad.
Farquaad, but
Oh,
yeah. He can't land in like the rain. He can't land in the fucking sandstorms. Like he's just not great at his job, and it's a tough boss. You know, trying to exfiltrate that hot zone, and fucking sport chopper's just not there.
That's what happens. Nice. All right, number 4, best. Is that what we're going back to?
Best boss number 4.
Number 4. All right. There's a running theme here to all my best bosses. Vulcan Raven from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Mm-hmm.
James, can you guess what Vulcan Raven is?
It's probably some sort of helicopter. Probably some sort of. It's probably got a face on it.
No, you watched Metal Gear Awesome. You should know who Vulcan Raven is.
Oh yeah, he's the
He's this man.
yeah. He's got the Raven on his head. Does the Raven talk?
Yeah, the Raven that thirsts for
Not in
Snake's
Metal Gear
blood.
Solid 1, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, specifically, I want to point out not the boss fight where Vulcan Raven's in the tank, but the boss fight where you fight Vulcan Raven in the container holding storage.
How
or
much?
whatever.
How much I gotta? How much I gotta pay you to shave your head and get that tattoo?
I don't know.
Let's figure out the dollar amount. We'll hit it with the Patreon.
$10.
No.
I think it's a little higher. Than
I think it'd have to be like several thousand.
it's at least got to pay for the tattoo.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I can get you a cheap tattoo.
Isaac
fair.
will do it himself.
Isaac's getting in.
Yeah, Isaac's gonna tattoo you.
But yeah,
I got a guy.
I got it.
There we go.
I got a guy too. His name's
rolling.
Isaac.
Yeah, it's Isaac.
But yeah, no, I think this is interesting. It's sort of it goes back. I believe Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 both had bosses that were kind of like this, where essentially you're in a big map and there's a bunch of boxes kind of separating you. This feels like the only real boss in Metal Gear Solid 1 that where stealth is an option. And I think they just did a really good job with it. Essentially, for anybody who hasn't played it or needs a refresher, there's this minigun toting giant like Native American man following you, and his minigun can actually destroy the containers that you're using to hide, which I thought was really cool. There was no other environmental destruction in Metal Gear Solid 1, I don't think. Not that it was like dynamic. I think there was like scripted stuff, but this was like kind of you can kind of dictate it. And it's interesting the way that it would kind of shut you out of reaching pickups as well, because there's like items scattered throughout the map. But there's just a bunch of cool stuff that can happen, and this boss was pretty much lifted straight for Enter the Gungeon. One of the random bosses you can get on the first stage is a literal raven with a minigun that's like following you around. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I really enjoyed this boss fight. Obviously, I think there's a little bit of nostalgia to him being my number 4 top, but I think he's also pretty underrepresented within Metal Gear lists of dope bosses. Sam?
My turn? My number 4 best boss, Rex versus Ray.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
What do you think
I
that
fucking
means,
love-
James?
Well, it's like a T-Rex versus an X-ray, probably.
No, I want
Manta Ray.
Can I
Probably.
pretend that I don't know what it is and guess?
Sure.
It's like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park versus Ray Romano.
It's just and then I love it. Sam, explain to James what it is and where it came from.
Rex versus Ray. So, in Metal Gear Solid 4, there is the fourth act of the game. It is divided into 5 acts. The fourth act of the game, you go back to Shadow Moses,
Great.
which is the setting of the first Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
And you make your way through, and the final boss of the act is you piloting the original Metal Gear
Oh,
from
sure,
Metal Gear
sure.
Solid,
Yeah.
Metal Gear Ray,
Right.
and you fight, or Metal Gear Rex, and you fight Metal Gear Ray,
Metal
which
Gear
was the
Ray.
Metal Gear from
Oh,
Metal Gear
that's
Solid
nice. That
2.
sounds fun. I'm excited to play that.
And, yeah, it was badass.
That's gonna be neat.
It's pretty sick.
It was really sweet.
Yeah,
good
it was an
stuff.
enjoyable boss fight. It was very much so like, and I don't mean this in any sort of negative way, but it felt like a really cool like fan service moment
Yeah.
where it was like, hey, this thing that,
Remember this?
yeah, hey, remember this thing? Now you can
Hey.
drive it.
Mhm.
And it was, I don't know, it worked really well. It got me
I
going.
thought it was super cool.
I enjoyed it.
You got me good.
Also,
Got
the
Dem's
HUD,
emotions going.
the HUD looks real good too. It
Mhm.
like looks like a Zone of the Enders game or something. Isaac, who's your number
Agreed.
4 top boss?
Well, Sam sniped my number 4.
Oh shit,
I was gonna pick Metal Gear Ray, but
Metal
it's all
Gear Ray
good.
Romano.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Psycho Mantis
Ooh,
from the beginning of time.
Oh, from the beginning, also known from his role in the beginning of time.
Yeah, I don't. This one, I guess. I mean, it would have been a lot cooler way back in the day when you played it originally.
Mm-hmm. And it was very cool.
Maybe you'll have to tell us more about it, Alessio. But just the mind bending, other spoiler of having to. I don't know. Do we care about this? Does James care about this? Spoilers
I care.
for this,
I mean,
Oh,
I-
James
I
James
don't
is
care.
familiar with the character.
but like what you have to do to beat him.
I mean, it's spoilers for a
I don't
20-year-old
give a
game.
fuck. Just,
All right.
give it to me.
I'm just trying to help you out.
I'm not
Well, all
playing.
right. So halfway through, you're like, nothing is working on this guy,
Sure.
and so you have to unplug your controller
yeah.
from port 1 and plug it
Put it
into
in port 2.
port
Yeah.
2.
I've heard the stories.
I've heard
and
Pray
I
Tell.
guess, yeah, back in the day,
It's
it would
pretty
have
cool.
blown many a kid's mind. Did it blow your
So-
mind, Alessio?
I lost to this boss a couple times before me and my friend Arthur discovered. We were like, "What the fuck?"
How'd you
And
figure it
then-
out?
So eventually, Colonel Campbell is like telling you to like try different things that might prevent him from reading your mind,
Oh.
and he just like over time, like as the fight goes on, will like nudge you and nudge you and nudge you to like think about things slightly differently. And I can't remember. I think at a certain point, he might literally say like, "Try plugging."
Can
the
you
controller into
imagine
port
like
2."
hitting your breaking
I think
point
he
and
does.
just be like, "Fuck it, put it in the second port."
Yeah, but it's pretty
Yo,
interesting.
that boss battle blew my dick.
I think
Whoa.
you can. I think you can technically beat him. I think there's a way to cheese him without doing the controller trick,
Huh.
and I'm not quite sure how.
That's not fun.
Yeah, I think it might involve like punching at certain points or something. But I think there is a way that you can cheese him without the controller swap. But yeah, that well, not just that the actual fight, but I think like the whole like, let me prove my psychic abilities, lay your controller on the coffee table or like on the floor in front of you and
Oh,
he'll
yeah.
vibrate your controller, and then also him reading your memory card and like making judgment calls about you as a person
Yeah.
based on what's on your memory card.
So you like to play Castlevania?
And I think he'll only talk about Konami games. So like Castlevania
Yeah.
Symphony of the Night, I think Dance Dance Revolution, a couple other things.
Wow.
And based
I
on
remember-
how many times you've saved, he'll be like, "You're a cautious man," or like, I don't know.
I remember
just other shit.
when I was younger, not understanding that they programmed like specific ones in there. So I had a save file on my memory card for fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! War of the Roses, which was published by Konami.
Well, Konami
and I
publishes
was
the actual card game too.
Yeah, they do. And I was upset that he didn't say anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! War of the Roses, but I didn't understand that he obviously couldn't say anything about that game.
But a game that came out way after.
Yeah, I came to that realization later.
That's funny. But yeah, it's a good fight. Especially the whole Meryl thing at the beginning. The first time I played this boss fight anywhere near my parents, jumped to the TV and turned it off immediately to keep my parents from hearing weird shit. Because at the beginning of the boss fight, Psycho Mantis is possessing Meryl, and she's pointing a gun at Solid Snake, and she's hearing like, we're hearing her say to Snake like, "Make love to me," and like all this fucked up
like,
stuff. And I was just like,
crazy
"Oh no, I'm like 14 or whatever." And I was like, "No, Mom and Dad, you didn't hear that." And you can throw stun grenades to like incapacitate her without hurting her. But I think you can also just punch her until she gets unconscious. But yeah,
Which is what I did.
very nice. James, what's your top 4?
Well, I got to give it up to my old friend, Love Type G.
Oh boy.
We had a lot of good times to be Love Type G. We did a lot of circles.
He dumped boys off.
He dumped boys
made
off. I
boys go to
dumped boys
sleep.
in. And I eventually took him home with me. You know,
Good.
and that's real love. All right, it's real.
Took it home with you and all of those beautiful boys.
Love it.
Love the boys, but yeah.
Those boys, all of those boys are my top bottoms.
Oh, I like those. All right, Sam, cue me up.
Worst boss number 3.
I'm sorry, and I'm gonna tell myself to cue it here because goddamn, you guys know that this needs to be cued. Fortune. nice. I love her
I
as a
mean,
character, and I love the music that accompanies her. The boss
That
fight
battle's
just sucks.
bust.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like the whole point of the game is like all these boss fights are awful because like the whole game is trying to make you do just like awful menial shit to prove a point.
Yeah.
But it just like on paper it's cool. Having to actually do it sucks.
Because like the thing of it is, it's like it's not really it's not so much of a boss fight as it's just like, hey, don't die.
Yeah, don't get shot. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to the Fortune boss fight.
In such a fucking tiny area too. Oh my god.
If I had to guess what Fortune was, I would say it's probably some sort of sentient poker chip.
Very
That's
close.
actually 100% correct. Actually.
Yeah, have you played New Vegas? Because it's like the man in the casino,
Benny?
the robot boy.
And he's
yes,
Fortune and Fortune is voiced by Matthew Perry.
I
Actually,
would say it's probably Fortunato from the Cask of Amontillado.
my number 3 is the Fury.
Oh,
Get out of town.
No.
I hate
And
the
then-
Fury. The
Makes
Fury
sense.
makes me furious.
Tell us why.
Yeah. tell
Oh
us.
my god, it's just so like
Isaac said, "Come at me, Dad."
I agree with Isaac that the atmosphere of the battle is good. I think that the atmosphere of the I literally was just about to say exactly what I just said, so never mind. But the rest of it is como se dice bullshit. Died so many times. I don't think I died more times in one encounter in 3 than that moment, than
I
that
believe
boss
it.
battle. It was infuriating.
Well, see-
I hate to like do a pun there, but it was infuriating.
Yeah, it's
See, Sam, the trick is to just die constantly, and then it just won't
Oh.
affect you.
It's like the Hulk is like, that's my secret. I'm always dead.
Yeah.
you don't know a secret.
Well,
I'm always dead.
that's the sorrow's secret.
That's
yeah,
true.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't understand why this boss fight was so difficult for me, but based on my last playthrough, I didn't have negative memories of him from before. Based on the last playthrough that we did for the show, I also dislike him immensely. So I think on paper he's great. In practice, it's not great.
Yeah.
I think it's because Snake just doesn't have a lot of evasive maneuvers,
Nah.
like as a character.
Don't roll well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the roll's fine, but the problem is like when the Fury flies over you, he drops so much like flame down that like it doesn't matter if you're rolling or not. You don't get like invincibility frames for rolling. It's not Dark Souls. You're still getting hit with the fire. So it just kind of feels like a damage suck. And then you're on fire and you have to roll to put yourself
fire!
out. So like I don't know. Nice. Isaac, who's your number 3
It's all
worst
good. It's all
boss?
good, guys.
Number 3 worst, Isaac. What if he says the Fury? That'd be fun.
What if I did?
That'd be fun.
That'd be interesting.
I'm running low because I kind of like a lot of these bosses, so it's hard to pick.
I'm running low.
I've got plenty. Put me, send some your
Put
way.
me in, coach.
So I enjoyed this battle to an extent, but you guys know me. I don't like scary things, so I'm gonna have to go with the fear because it was scary.
The fear scares you.
Oh no.
When he,
I would just go
is
with the
he
fear
one
because
that-
it's just frustrating.
Is
I
he
thought
the
he
one
was
that
gonna say the
climbs up in
sorrow.
the trees and
Yeah, the fear runs away and
Turns his
heals
head
himself
and-
all the time.
he's like a little Spider-Man guy.
Yeah, except you can give him poison apples and he just dies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He just it was creepy.
So scared.
Yes, That was about it.
That's good.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
James, third worst boss.
Yeah, third worst boss for me. You guys know me. I'm a pretty empathetic guy. I really feel for other people. So my third worst boss is every staircase that Huey Emmerich gets pushed down over the course of his life. I just think it's tough for him.
During the course of Peace Walker and 5, you mean?
Happens again in 5.
Well, who can say?
Oh my
Who
god!
can say?
Who can say if it's the exact same scene, just reskinned? Who can say?
Oh man!
I love it.
Wow!
All right, key me up, Sam.
Best boss number 3.
Since Isaac took mine, which was going to be Psycho Mantis, because he can read my mind, I would have to give this to a combination of both the ladder from Metal Gear Solid 3 and Jetstream Sam from Metal Gear Rising.
Ooh-wee.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I forgot about
I like
Jetstream
that
Sam.
fight. I like that fight a lot.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
The ladder
I,
is my joke answer, but the real answer is the Jetstream Sam.
Ladder's also a great answer.
Yeah.
I would have accepted
Yeah,
ladder.
the 8-minute long. No, I think it's actually like 5
Get
minutes.
the fucking song during that.
It's great.
Mwah.
It's a. I remember when we were doing the Rising episodes, I was baffled that you guys thought it was a hard boss because I fucking aced that shit.
Nice. Yeah, but it feels great.
Remember?
Right? You know what I mean?
It does feel great. It feels like a great battle. It's like a really it's a great battle, and like as Buck Wild as Rising's story was, it felt cool. Especially like after getting your fucking shit ripped by him at the beginning of the game.
Totally. It felt anime as fuck, but like in a good way.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I feel like every boss in Rising was just like hardcore
Anime to the max.
coming at you, which I
Yeah.
love.
It was like Bayonetta, like cranked up.
Yeah.
yeah, it felt like it felt like literally like an episode of like a climactic episode of Naruto. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Who next?
Oh, that be me. My number 3 is also Psycho Manus.
Oh, nice. You want to slide him out for anybody else, or do you just want to give it to Psycho Manus?
You can tell us your thoughts.
Fuck, everybody that I would have put in this spot has been done already, because if I was gonna, the thing is, like, I would have to do some reshuffling, but like I would maybe put Vulcan Raven in there.
Oh, nice.
You know who I'm gonna
Do you want to put
Vulcan
the
Raven,
other spooky boy in there? Because I would elect that he might be worth it, unless you don't agree.
I think that's the thing about that though. The other spooky boy. So we're talking about the Sorrow.
Yeah,
Which I love the encounter with the Sorrow. I don't really think it's a boss battle.
that's fair. I was gonna at
Yeah.
the end of the episode give him the honorable mention award because
I think he
it's
deserves like an
quite good.
honorable mention for like a really fucking great encounter, but I wouldn't call him a boss.
Do you know about the Sorrow, James?
I don't know what happens now,
So
but I'm aware of them.
Snake goes through a situation, kind of like the torture sequence in
Yeah.
Peace Walker, but in 3. It's when he loses his eye.
Yeah.
It might be before then. Oh no, it's whenever he jumps. So he's escaping from after being held prisoner. He jumps off of a waterfall. He like loses consciousness and like is quote unquote dead temporarily. So you're faced with this river that you have to walk down.
Yeah.
What's
He's
cool,
literally walking down the fucking river Styx. It's awesome.
As you're walking
So-
down the river, every soldier you've killed to that point in the game appears in
that's
the
pretty
river,
cool.
and they
including the bosses.
including the bosses,
Yeah.
and they kind of pantomime how they were killed.
Oh, that's dope.
And like you have to walk through them and without letting them touch you. If they touch you too much, you die.
Is there usually a lot?
It depends. Like if
Yeah,
you don't
'cause,
kill,
like, you can-
well,
you
so
can get
you
through
can
pretty-
trank through the whole game,
Right,
and you'll
yeah.
only encounter bosses.
That's dope.
And I don't think I encountered. No, you do encounter bosses even if you trank kill them because they have to die for
because
story
they
reasons.
die regardless. Yeah.
But when you get to the end, you encounter a dead body on the rocks, and if you touch the dead body, you just automatically die. But you can use like a revival pill or whatever to come back.
That's neat.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Also, the
So I'll
boss
give
is
him an honorable
X-level.
mention. Yeah. And potentially,
No, definitely. Ocelot's dead.
definitely Ocelot's dad. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to slot in here. So I'm not going to do the one that I was going to do because, Alessio, I know this one's probably on your list. And if it's not, I'm going to be like kind of bummed out. So I'll mention it later if it's not. But, so I'll put in Sniper Wolf.
Oh, nice.
I like Sniper Wolf. It's a very good battle. Sniper battle. Unless you cheese it, which, you know, why wouldn't you? But I think it's a good, like, tense battle. I
How
like
did you?
Sniper. I like...
How did you cheese the Sniper Wolf battle? Is there a way to cheese it? You talking about the PP on the box?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you get a
PP
little
on the
wolf
box?
pup. You get a little wolf pup to pee on your box.
Oh yeah.
But I thought I like sniper battles in games, even though I'm very bad at sniping. I'm also a fan of like the sniper encounter towards the end of Metal Gear Solid 2 as well.
Nice.
Like on the oil fence. So I think Sniper Wolf is a good honorable mention there.
Very nice. Isaac, who is your number 3?
This is a tough one, guys. I hope I don't overstep. Let's say it can be Liquid Ocelot from
the end of
MGS4.
Ooh.
Nice.
What's your third?
That's a good one.
Third favorite?
Yeah, I like
Okay,
I like
cool. For
the
some reason, my
whole,
brain just like misheard that as like third least favorite. And I was like, oh damn.
Alessi was like, ooh. No, I just like the whole change of perspective and change of pace when it went to that almost like a Street Fighter type thing.
Yeah, like a brawler, like a callback,
Yeah.
and the life bars changed and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. So James, the end of Metal Gear Solid 4 becomes like a fighting game
Yeah,
between Solid Snake and Ocelot.
I'm real into that.
But each round, the HUD takes the form of each game in the series.
Wow, that's
and their
pretty cool.
move
I thought that was
sets
really cool.
change and the music changes.
Oh, that's neat.
It's fucking awesome. It's like a cool like celebration.
It's really
Yeah.
like if Metal Gear Solid 4 was the last game, that it would have been like a it felt like a hey, here's the greatest hits, baby.
Yeah, if only.
I pulled up an image for James to take a look at, and I think I've talked about it on past episodes. But it's somebody compared the profiles and the faces of every variant of Ocelot up against the boss and the Sorrow, and so you can see like his nose structure.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
crazy.
Like they legitimately look related.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
It's really cool.
the same.
And then there's Troy Baker.
Oh yeah, well Troy Baker's like dead center in this image.
Yeah.
But what's weird is Troy Baker's Ocelot face looks a
looks just
lot
like
like the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
It's super weird. But
Troy
maybe that's
Baker
why they
is
modeled
the
it
boss.
after Troy. They were like, you just look the part.
Oh hey, this man actually looks like this character that we
Yeah,
created.
crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Awesome, James. Who's your number 3 favorite boss?
I would say the Sniper Quiet. I think that she takes my love of Whack-A-Mole and Duck Hunt and really brings it into
God.
the modern day, and I appreciate that about her. She also, I will say, like, in all seriousness, I fucking love that song that she hums. I think that's a great touch.
Yeah,
It hurts my
Yeah.
soul, and I haven't gotten over it yet.
it's real good. Also, just that song in general. Whenever they play like the actual.
Oh, yeah. It's
song,
a great
It's
song.
real good. Nice. Good to know that Metal Gear Solid 5 will continue the trend on good sniper battles.
Sure will. Sure will. Once. Well,
yep.
twice.
Well, 11 times if.
11 times you want to get her back. Fuck it. They're still adding to the game because, I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
At this point, who gives a shit, right?
Nice. Sam, key me up.
Anyway, number 2, worst boss.
My
That was. Can I take another?
No,
pass
that
at
was
that?
perfect.
That was-
Nope, that's it.
That was perfection, Sam. My number 2 worst boss. I 100% had it in my head, and now it has completely left me. So give me one quick second. I'm gonna see if I can refresh my memory really, really quickly. I wish that I had written this down. I'm so sorry. My number 2. Oh, yep, I remember what it is now. Speaking of sniper things, my number 2 least favorite fucking boss is the oil fence Emma Emmerich sniper bullshit with Vamp in MGS2.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. And again, I get that I played it for the show on a Vita, which made it like borderline impossible to do this. But even playing on the PS2 and the PS3, this sequence sucks. James, there's a moment in Metal Gear Solid 2 where you have to protect another of the Emmerich clan
Great.
who has trouble walking.
Is that how?
No, it's his sister.
There's more of them?
Yeah, there's more of them.
Are all of their legs fucked?
No, she can walk, but she's like anyway.
Whatever.
She has to walk across this
now.
bridge that can only support her weight,
Sure.
which is immediately suspect considering that Snake eventually runs out to help her at a certain point. It's like, wait a minute, why didn't I just walk next to her the whole time?
Yeah.
But you have to snipe guards,
So she can, like, get across?
claymores, and like cipher
You
drones.
say claymores?
Yeah,
like the-
claymore mines.
Right.
Yeah.
Are they on the bridge?
Yeah, they're like on the ground.
Just fucking walk around them.
Yeah, right.
Little girl, like, what do you mean?
But anyway, so you have to snipe all that stuff, and then Vamp, one of the boss characters, like comes out of nowhere and like holds her at knife point,
Cool.
and you have to like headshot him without hurting her.
Yeah. I always hate I hate that in any game where you have to like headshot somebody that's holding a hostage.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever done it the first try.
Yeah, not
I
great.
always shoot the hostage.
My least favorite thing about that too, is that you have to, which is funny. Like after I said that I kind of enjoyed it, but I realize I don't.
No, it's fine.
But like my least favorite part about that is that you have to shoot him without hurting her. And spoiler alert, she fucking dies anyway.
Yeah, Vamp like stabs her through the back. Is that what it was? Mm-hmm. But yeah, it feels like punching down when we're talking about a game where the boss fights were intentionally structured to be like chores and errands as opposed to like
that
good.
doesn't stop them from being bad bosses.
Yeah, it's like just because it's on purpose doesn't mean it's
Bad boss.
excusable.
Excusable. Good. Yeah, correct. Sam.
Hi, it me. Number two
worst.
fucking good friend Lab Type G, and really
What?
all the vehicle bosses. In the
Fuck
video game.
you.
Oh, you're talking about like all of the
Just
the,
like the
extra
collective vehicle bosses in Peace Walker.
Live Type G didn't hurt
Yeah,
nobody.
multiplayer I think they're excusable, but single player I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, a lot of like
Unacceptable.
it's hard to not like put like more of Peace Walker's bosses on this list, but I'm trying to like leave, kind of take it to the point where they were designed to be multiplayer experiences. But I can't excuse the fucking vehicle battles in this video game.
Live Type G didn't fucking hurt nobody.
It hurt
Yikes.
a lot, actually.
Nobody.
Me, specifically,
Our
My
friends,
my friends,
those
my
boys that it kept
family.
unloading even though they were dying.
Yeah, all of those boys, all of those dead boys, or fucking Fulton boys, whatever you want,
Fucking zipline helicopter boys. I like it.
fucking whoopee cushion boys. What? We're saying words now.
Very nice. Isaac, who is your number 2 worst boss?
Let's see here. And
Let me consult my list.
I feel like, yeah, let's just go for it. Sniper Wolf.
Whoa.
Because I suck at sniping.
So we agree that it's not because the boss isn't necessarily bad. It's because you're bad.
The reasoning behind the whole boss fight is good. It's just like, for me, the mechanics, I just can't do it, and that's what frustrates me. And if I can't do it, then it earns number 2 for me.
Nice. All right.
I don't know, because like I would try, and then she would
I
like,
love it.
because if you get shot, you get your
everything, your whole world gets pushed off a
Rocked.
cliff if you get shot.
yeah.
The weird thing is, like, if you get shot while you're in first person view and then you like undo the scope and look at your third person view, it's like she just like completely moved your character.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
insane.
he does like fucking backflips in that game when he gets hurt.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, from not from a story point of view, but from me not being able to do it point of view.
All right.
Sick.
All right.
This is worst, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
number
The,
2
nu-
worst.
the number two
Number two worst.
Runner-up.
number
worst.
2 worst boss. The boss so bad, you do it twice. That's why it's number 2. The theory of gravity. Specifically, sometimes you're waking up somewhere that you've been for a while and it's tough to stand, and you spend a significant amount of time trying to stand up. You maybe crawl a little bit, and gravity is just it's keeping you down. And I think that's it's a real shame that they would do that to any beloved character, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Sam.
Number 1 best boss.
Number 1 worst boss?
I'm just-
No, you mean number 2 best boss?
Number 2.
Number
best
2.
boss.
Oh yeah, do we number 2 best boss? My
Yeah.
number 2 best boss.
Number 2 best boss. I am going to give it to the end, specifically with the MGS3 HD collection / like subsistence camera controls. The original version of the end I found to be an infuriating boss, and reading the reviews on how positive people were on the original release of Metal Gear Solid 3, I was baffled because I fucking hated it. So much so that you'll learn about it when you hear about my number one worst boss, because it's a similar situation. But I think once the controls were corrected and the camera was more accessible, playing the end boss fight for the show and choosing that I was going to trank and hold him up before I completed my boss fight made for a really fun, tense, like probably half-hour boss fight that like I'm super fond of, and I know that that's probably the easy answer, and that he's probably number 2 on a lot of people's lists, if not number 1. But I really enjoyed the end.
All right.
He's that old man.
Should we?
Oh, James, real quick too. So the boss fight with him is a very extended boss fight.
Isn't
that goes
that
across multiple screens?
Is the end the
That's
one
Big Eyes.
where you can like
you can kill him
fast
early.
forward your? Okay,
Yeah, you can fast forward your
Yeah.
internal clock in your system. He'll just die of old age.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can just like not play for 2 weeks, like if you.
Yeah.
Well, you don't need to do that.
Also, during like right after a cutscene, you'll see him on a wheelchair getting pushed into a building. You
Yeah.
can snipe him,
Oh,
then,
yeah.
and you just never have to fight him.
When is
And you
that?
fight,
Like
Like,
right
you fight,
after
like-
a cutscene, they'll like
Yeah.
wheel him into a building with his wheelchair.
Yeah.
And you can see them for a split second after the cutscene's
Yeah.
over, like entering the building.
Yeah.
If you're fast enough, you can actually shoot him in the back of the head and never have to fight him.
Is that like early in the game when that happens? Or
Yeah,
is that-
pretty early.
That's
Yeah, pretty
that's
early, and then
awesome.
like
Yeah,
when you get to the place where you would have fight him, you fight a lot. You fight a group
just
of
like
ocelots,
guards.
kitty cat boys.
yeah.
Oh sure.
But yeah, the actual boss fight with the end. It's funny. So I used to cheese it every time. Like I'd never fought him
Yeah.
for a while, and then when I
Well,
finally
remember
did,
that
I
was
really
my
enjoyed
thing
it.
too. Remember because I for the show was the first time I ever played it legit.
It's real good. I like it the fight with him a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
Check
he's really
that
hard
out.
to sneak up on because he'll like flashbang.
I want like a file that just lets me play all of the great bosses back to back to back.
You. Oh, I think if you played Subsistence on the PS2, it was like the director's cut of
Yeah.
MVS3. I don't think it's in the HD collection version, but I think there is like a boss rush mode.
It's pretty cool.
But yeah, Sam, what's your number 2 best?
So my number 2 was also the end.
Very nice. He's
So
good.
I'm
He's a good
going
boy.
to supplement it with another one of my picks from the 6 through 10 category of top bosses, which is Laughing Octopus.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you so much for doing that because I was going to make her an honorable mention. I really enjoyed that boss fight.
It's a very good boss fight. I just like
Very
the
underrated.
Yeah, I think it's the mechanics of it, like the hide and seek and using the solid eye to kind of like try and find her, and then it's a very good boss battle.
I enjoy it, especially even whenever it gets
Especially-
weird and does the second part.
Yeah, and especially after you beat her and Drebin tells you a story about how she ate people to survive in a bombed out house.
So she ate people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the thing that you kind of understand about
Cannibals-
the boss, like the 4 bosses, the
Yeah.
4 main bosses in Metal Gear Solid 4 is that they all ate people.
Cannibals really freak me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one wants to hug you to death as well.
Just she wanted. Yeah, you shouldn't hug your
Their
food.
octopus arms.
Yep.
She have octopus arms.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
mhm.
She's
pretty
great.
fucking cool.
Isaac, who's
Yeah,
your
she's a
number
cool boss.
2?
All right, so I'm looking at this jumbled up list, and maybe I should have flipped my 2 and 3 that I made up on the spot. I'm gonna say Senator Armstrong from
Yeah,
Rising.
yes, thank you.
Hell yeah.
It was so.
Because I get.
I'm looking at a picture
So the
of
reason
this
why I cheered just then because I got this feeling. I get this weird feeling that our number ones are going to be probably the same.
I got
doubt it.
Hey, I got a weird feeling that
said
all
so
of our
far.
number 1s are identical.
probably.
Well, not James's, but the 3 other boys. But Armstrong is definitely on my top 10 list.
Armstrong's
I just
fucking
love the
nuts.
different stages and
Oh yeah, it's
How-
a fun fight.
crazy it gets.
Oh yeah, and then he just becomes like this weird like demon man.
Yeah,
You know, like all U.S. senators.
Kindred
but he
spirits.
keeps his glasses. He needs to
Oh
see.
yeah, and he's smiling.
She's a nice
Yeah,
guy.
he gets this. He gets all these fucking enhancements from like plugging into Metal Gear. His vision, though, not a thing that happens. To
I do
him.
love that whenever you defeat him, Raiden just straight punches a fucking hole in his chest. Mm-hmm. It's pretty great.
Pulls out his alien heart,
Yeah, right.
and then he still talks after his alien heart's out of his chest.
Oh yeah, as all good politicians are able to do, they communicate after they're dead.
Wah, wah.
Right, because they don't have hearts anyway. Oh shit!
Oh damn, controversial.
Is it
James,
though?
who's your number 2?
Number 2, best boss in a Metal Gear game, Lisa from PT.
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
take it.
Been scared a
All
lot in
right.
my life, but not quite as much as by Lisa. So thank you, Lisa, for
man,
the spooks
Lisa.
and scares and the goofs and gaffs.
I think there's like a Lisa decoy in MGS5 that you can get.
Oh yeah, there
Or
is.
something weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. PT Lisa. Very nice.
My number 2 boss is Lisa from The Simpsons.
Oh, shit.
So, anyway.
Very nice.
Number 1 worst boss.
My number 1 worst boss. I'm sorry, you guys. It's Sniper Wolf from the MGS1.
Oh.
So with a caveat, and I know somebody online is probably freaking out as we speak. With a caveat, so the reason why I think she is my worst favorite boss is because of the tech that we already talked about with the whole original Metal Gear Solid 3 version of the end. I find that with the shitty draw distance of the PS1, like, yes, they're like, it's nighttime, but it's like that shitty, like, Tenchu 1 thing
yeah.
where, like, you just can't see past, like,
I love
10
that.
feet.
Yeah.
So, like, when doing this, like, sniper battle, it's like, I don't know, man. I kind of just took to, like, hiding behind a tree and, like, hoping.
Right.
Or just, like, booking it for where I thought she was and just, like, wearing
Yeah.
the body armor and powering through. And it just didn't feel like it accomplished what it was supposed to. However, when you revisit that zone in MGS4 and you have your other sort of similar boss fight, very much so enjoyed that. So I think the better graphics and the better weather
Real
effects
quick,
and stuff.
Is MGS4 just a retelling of MGS1 and 2?
Nah.
Like, everything you
No,
guys have
no,
referenced is like,
There's a
and then you go
chapter.
back to the zone and you do the same fucking thing again.
No, there's a chapter in MGS4, and it's supposed to be like the dope nostalgia blast.
Sure. I'll get it.
Which hopefully you'll get when you play it. But yeah, you do go back to the island from MGS1. Part
I would
way through.
be interested in seeing if Bluepoint does in fact remaster MGS1, how much more improved the Sniper Wolf battle will be.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, it only gets my number 1 worse because I feel like technologically it just wasn't. We weren't there yet.
I feel that.
On
can
paper,
feel
I
that.
enjoy it, and I enjoyed the melodrama of Ocelot's response to the fight. But in general, it unfortunately has to get my top spot. Sam?
Okay. My number 1 worst boss in Metal Gear is the AI battle, not from Peace Walker, because I know I said AI and you were about to get real concerned. The AI battle with Mistral and Monsoon in Rising. Not the battle with Mistral and Monsoon separately, but
Like
the fucking
VR one or
the
whatever?
the back-to-back battle you face in the VR room
Yeah,
immediately
yeah.
after you fight Monsoon. Oh my god, that was so fucking infuriating. I didn't beat Rising for years because of how infuriating that was
Yeah.
to me. Like, I couldn't do it at the time I was playing it originally. It was fucking the worst shit.
Sam will get this. I don't know if anybody else will get it. I just thumbed past an image, Sam, that I think you'll agree with me that I kind of really quickly want to like make an addendum to my number 1 worst boss. If we're talking like the entire canon of Metal Gear, I more than absolutely want to give it to fucking Wanderer Seth from the end of Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, no, let me...
Not great.
Well, no, so here's the thing with that, though.
It's awful.
I can't believe I'm...
I
can't
super
believe I'm
cheese
about
that
to-
fight. It's so bad.
I can't believe I'm about to fucking say something even remotely approaching the approach of positive about Survive. I don't think it was as bad as that AI battle.
All right, I'll take it.
I think it was whatever enough. It didn't infuriate me. I didn't want to fucking break the controller after I like in the middle of doing it. I was able to clear it on the first try. I fucking hate that battle in Rising
That's fair.
so much. Though I will say I do want to replace Man on Fire with Wanderer Seth.
Oh God. Yeah, that's fine. Second to Wanderer Seth is definitely like when we encountered Big Mouth or whatever the fuck that was in the multiplayer session. Oh my
yeah,
God.
that thing's fucking
So runner up. That thing sucks.
Gross.
All right, Isaac, number one worst boss.
Oh boy, I'm digging deep. I don't.
Watch
Wow.
Isaac just be like Olga Gurlukovich.
That felt like true panic. Oh boy, gee guys. Oh man.
You got me,
Oh,
guys.
it's going so deep, guys. Oh man.
Just kidding. I'll just throw out, let's say, Raging Raven, because I feel like
Oh, yeah.
Is that
She was-
the clock tower?
exactly.
Yeah, the clock tower. in Eastern
Unforgettable.
Europe,
I mean, forgettable.
yeah. Unforgettable. That's
I mean,
what you are.
to me, there was like nothing to it. I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
just
you
stand in a tower and shoot at it with a rocket
Yeah.
launcher.
and you could just hide forever, and then as she comes around, swoops around, you just shoot her with. I don't know. It just felt kind of keyed in.
Oh, apparently
I gotta tell you
one of the recruitable soldiers from Peace Walker has her face.
Ah.
Ugh.
Well, we talked about that in the Peace Walkers episodes that like a lot of the
that
recruitable
they
soldiers
copied
have
it.
faces of
Yeah, I
characters.
forgot about that.
I will say though, on the flip side of that, I think that the kind of like shooting thing, the shooting part on the motorcycle right before that boss battle is very good.
Oh
That's
yeah.
fun.
Oh, I love that.
That should have been the boss. And then like you actually fight her at the end of it, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yucky. James, who's your number one worst boss?
It's gonna be a controversial statement, guys.
Uh-oh.
It is Hideo Kojima.
Oh no.
Oh man.
It was more so
I mean-
than any person. He made
I'm
me
okay with it,
he
actually.
made me fall in love, and then he hurt me bad.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right,
Good.
you guys ready? Can I get a drum roll for this last one?
Are we doing this?
Are we farting?
It's the
Number
helicopter.
one, best boss.
Number one best boss from Leslie Summerfield is. Could it be anyone other than the boss?
Yeah,
It's our sweet, sweet lady. It's our mom and our lover
mother.
and our sister, all in one character.
There's a lot of modifiers here.
She's great.
it's our mom, lover, sister,
Mentor,
friend,
bodyguard.
bodyguard,
Friend.
long lost pal.
Could you count the
Imaginary friend.
Could you count the horse
Pen
that you
pal.
shoot in Peace Walker? Because if
So
so,
I was gonna say, we were on the page that I thought we were because mine's actually Bloody Brad from Metal Gear 1.
Oh shit!
Ew. I forgot about it.
Not Bloody Brad.
No,
It's Gray
of
Fox
course
from Metal Gear 2. I
Yeah,
will say
no,
again, if they choose to remake any of the original Metal Gears, the Gray Fox fist fight in the middle of a landmine field, fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, that
like
was cool.
I want to see that.
Here's the thing: if they ever remaster the original Metal Gear games, they gotta make up new bosses.
Oh yeah, they're
For most
pretty
of
awful.
those.
Yeah, they'd have to like completely revamp those. But yeah, dude,
But
the
yeah,
boss.
of course it's the boss. Isaac, will you concur with us, or do you have like a contrarian opinion here?
Let me hit the random button.
My
for sure.
you hit the random button on the Metal Gear wiki. It's like, oh, my number one best boss is
Johnny
the
Sasaki.
the Kerotan collectible from Metal Gear Solid 3. The little Karopi, as Alessio calls them.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So for me, the big reasons I think is because the first time I played Metal Gear Solid 3, I did not in a million years think she was going to be the final boss of the game. At least at the time, like as a youth, I was like, oh, surely they'll talk through it, and Volgan will be the big bad, and they'll team up together, and we'll save her. I think it was just a really bold move to take like this fantastic character and just like make you have to kill your own mentor. But then like not give it to you. Like, yes, in Peace Walker, Snake bitches and moans that like she gave up the fight and he just took her life from her. But that fight's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
And it feels like, again, kind of like how that Jetstream Sam fight felt. It felt like you're playing against a character who has your exact same skill set, and is just really proficient at using it. So it didn't feel cheap. It felt like she was whipping your ass, because she was. And I just really enjoyed it. I think the only negative that I have from it is I hate that before the fight commences, she has to like unzip her stealth suit and like reveal her like snake scar across her breast.
Yeah, dude.
It's like it's cool, but at the same time, it's like, did we really have to sexualize this character like in literally the final moments with her in the
give
game?
Snake a clear reason to mutilate himself later on.
Yeah, it's true. Apparently, originally the snake tattoo was supposed to move.
That would be dope.
Based on the design
That would be cool.
documents. But yeah, but no, I really enjoy it. The location, the music, what happens before, what happens after, the fight itself, the dialogue and the scripting might be some of the best dialogue in the whole series. It's just real good. Go back to Metal Gear Solid 3 where we scold Cameron for skipping the cutscenes.
What?
Yeah, Cameron straight up said it was like an awful
Yeah.
boss fight, and we had to
He skipped the cutscenes?
yeah, we had to like call him out. Like, I don't know if he skipped the cutscenes or if he just didn't quite understand why the fight had to happen.
Yeah,
What?
He had like a very like negative opinion to
Man.
the battle, and the way he explained it, it came across as somebody
Fuck
who
it.
did not pay attention to the context.
I'll tell you
around
what.
it.
I'll tell you what. Cameron Hill, number one worst boss in Metal
Oh,
Gear.
no.
I'm changing my
Oh,
answer.
Shit.
Number one worst boss.
Oh,
Fucking
no.
right at me.
Well,
Is
I
this
felt bad
okay?
too. I felt bad
Should
too.
we cut this out? Is this okay?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's in James. James is laughing. I think we're fine.
Cameron's a patron. That's what.
Cameron's a patriot. Cameron's one of the Lala
Cracks me up the
Oh
most.
no.
No, I think the unfortunate part about that too is like the moment just got really uncomfortable whenever we like kind of explained why this battle had to happen.
Yeah.
And then you could hear it like set in that like
Yeah.
whoops,
That he made a
and it was like,
mistake.
oh shit. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's pretty universal that this is like the best fight in Metal Gear, and probably like one of the best fights like in video games.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Everything's there. The mechanics are there. The story is there.
The
like,
emotion.
everything is there in this battle. Like it's such a good
It's peak Metal
fucking
Gear.
boss battle. It's
Peak
peak,
Metal
Metal Gear.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like the only time in the entire series ever, like not even up until this point, but just ever in the entire history of the series that you're having a boss fight with somebody who 100% shares your exact same moveset.
Yeah, that's a good
Like
point.
it's always been like Sneaky Snake and these big boys that aren't sneaky, or like Sneaky Snake and a
Snake.
vehicle, or it's like oh
Well,
man,
like even up to that point in this game, like you're fighting fucking the X-Men and
Yeah.
like
there's no
drill tanks.
Yeah, there's no sneaky bosses. Like there's never a boss who can crawl or who can like CQC.
That's a good point.
And that's what she does. Also, she's
interesting.
got that sick fucking infinite ammo, like one-handed M16 gun.
Yeah.
That's
Dick
phenomenal. Yeah, the
the,
Patriot.
the penis pump, I call it.
Oh gosh.
Also, you can capture and eat 3 snakes on the battlefield that are named Solid, Liquid, and Solidus, which is fantastic. But yeah, great
And
fight.
then if you eat them, you become one of the old ones.
If you eat them, then the moon god comes down and you ascend.
Alessio got that reference, and I really appreciate you for that.
That's good. Absolutely. You become a little old god.
Oh.
That was. I'm glad you did too, because that was specifically for you. So.
I appreciate it. I'll take it. But yeah, we're interested to hear the listeners' top 5, bottom
Do I
5.
not get to say my number
Oh,
one?
I'm sorry. I thought we were all in agreement. James, go
Fucking
ahead.
dare you. Well, so
Well, I thought you said Cameron.
again,
was, but-
No, he
I
said
said
everyone best.
Cameron's the worst, boss, and don't cut it. It's real.
It's canon.
He knows.
he knows.
The number one best boss, Hideo Kojima, because he brought me to you 3 best friends.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks, Koji.
I mean, you
feel
could
like-
thank me. I'm the one that had the sentiment, but that's I get it.
but
It's fine. Yeah,
But Kojima did all the work.
Let's thank Kojima.
that's making me realize. What, so were we not friends before Metal Gear?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Because I knew you before you were part of this, and I thought.
When there was one set of footprints in the sand, it was when Kojima carried
I
me
thought
on
that
his
you were
back.
carrying me, but it was actually you stepping on my fucking body and using me as a fucking surfboard.
Surfboard,
Yeah, it's real.
riding on that wood.
You know what? James is the worst boss in Metal Gear.
I think Metal Gear Mondays is the worst
This
boss
took
in
a
Metal
turn.
Gear.
Oh my god, yeah,
Agreed.
for sure.
Jesus. Anyway, as I was saying, if you have your top 5 and your bottom 5, we want to hear from you. So tweet at Metal Gear Monday, Facebook.com/Metal Gear Mondays. I believe you can post or comment on the Patreon even if you're not a patron. So do that. Also be a patron. And I might put up a poll as well, just for shits and gigs on Patreon to see what everybody's favorite boss fight is and why.
And why it was quiet, the sniper.
I'm doing data to see if the amount of clothing on the boss contributes to how liked the boss is.
You do like one of those graphs with
Like a little scatter plot.
close over time.
Is the worst boss in Metal Gear Solid the Phantom Peen?
Oh,
I can't believe I didn't mention anything from that.
And like, is the worst boss in Metal Gear the fucking dry anal from Metal Gear Solid?
Oh, James didn't have to watch that.
No way.
Oh, we all watched it. I forgot we all watched that.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I watched it.
Rough, dude. I mean, it's a Brazzers production, so the production value is immaculate.
We did a video with that one, right? I had to like pull clips.
No, I don't think we did. We did do a video on YouTube before we took all those down. Yeah,
I saw it. Wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was the trailer.
It makes a lot of sense now that I know MGS5. Like, I feel like I really get the canon of the.
Oh no!
Production.
It probably. I mean, honestly, it probably happened within the story of MGS5.
Well, you wouldn't know because they were showing it to you.
But yeah. Also, besides letting us know which bosses you agree and disagree with, you can support us. We are 100% listener supported, and the funds go directly to keeping the show up and upping the quality of the show and making sure we can record on time and all that beautiful stuff. You can go to patreon.com/Metal Gear Mondays. Kick us as little as $1 a month will help us out. And if you don't have any money, we're not mad. Just tell your friends, rate and review, leave comments, do your due diligence, and that would be super helpful. We'd really appreciate it.
Thank you. That would be helpful.
But also, if you do have money, you can go to bit.ly/MGM.
I love like the Catholic teacher style of like, do your due diligence and fucking review us, all right? You know what your fucking job is. Do it. Okay? Okay?
Sam, I won't steamroll over your MGM
James
store plug.
James just kind of stepped all over my fucking promo, and I'm not okay with it.
Sorry I didn't hear you. But yeah, fuck me.
Worst boss, fuck you. Bit.ly/MGM store. We have a merch shop. We've got t-shirts. We've got stickers. We've got all kinds of stuff. Joshua Wiley, we've settled our beef.
He finally did it.
He finally did it.
He finally fucking did it. And speaking
go
of...
there.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Just assume that if you haven't bought anything from the store, we have beef, and then it'll be okay.
We got fucking beef then, Sam.
And then all you gotta do is squash the beef is buy a fucking thing. and if you don't have money, that's okay. Beef. Beef is
beef is fresh. Beef is real.
Beef is fresh.
Fresh beef.
Always fresh, never frozen. I don't know what I was trying to get at. You don't have to spend money, but if you do, we love you, and if you don't, we love you. Like we don't love you any more or less.
Yes. Sam, I got you. It's fine. I got you. I'm hopping in. So, so we just want to say thanks to our patrons. So, these
it up so bad.
No, these three beautiful boys are going to be receiving before the end of September a very special video thank you card from the hosts of Metal Gear Mondays, Kyle, Shulk, Sam Whitaker, and Cole Duncan. You three beautiful boys will be receiving a nice special thank you video.
Looks like we're all on Duncan duty this time.
We're all on Duncan duty, baby. Because Metal Gear Mondays runs off Duncan. So yeah, thank you. Also, I want to say thanks to Brandon Wright, Kira Birdman, which is the greatest screen name of all time. I hope that's your real name, Akira Birdman.
Akira H. Birdman.
Yeah. Also,
Love
you, Akira H. Birdman, for all of your help with SEO and website stuff. Matt Smith, as always. Jack Keating, Joshua Wiley, Jamie Christopher, and Matt Laninovich. And yeah, we really want to say thanks. I see you, Ambu Gray, and I see you, Bleeding M4SK. You guys are viewing our patron page, but you have yet to make a decision Make a decision, you guys, because
Calling them the fuck out.
Yikes.
Like they don't even know that they're being called out yet.
yeah, they're being viewed. Thanks for checking. Thanks for looking at my butt. But if you want to get with this, you need to come over and talk to me. Okay.
Yeah, more like Meta Gear Solid. Am I right?
Yikes. Anyway,
I want to do a quick thing, really quick about. We were talking yesterday. Alessio sent us this like really neat email with a bunch of like stats and stuff like that, and listener numbers. We've got 8 listeners in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and I hope all 8 of you just like freak the fuck out because I mentioned your hometown. Please, if you're listening to us from Bartlesville, Oklahoma, please write in, because I just want to be like you're fans of us. I want to be your fans.
I second.
And I think that we should have like a MGM meetup at Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
so I'd like you guys
the first travel.
Oklahoma's cool.
First travel stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually,
I think we should commit right now. Yeah. First meetup, Oklahoma.
Yeah, my sister lives
Oklahoma.
in Tulsa, so.
Yeah.
Oh, sick! So she can join us, and like.
Yeah, why not? I'll bring my mom.
Why the fuck not?
I'll bring my social security card.
There's 8 of you. I want all 8 of you to email or send a Facebook message or
carrier
like,
pigeon, whatever you gotta do.
Whatever the fuck they have in Oklahoma.
Facebook.com/MetalGearMondays. Leave a comment or a message, and just like tell us like what the best tourist stuff is in Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
Yeah, what bar we're gonna meet up at.
I want to clarify here, right now, that it may sound like I'm being facetious. I am not.
He's not. No.
Well, any of us are.
Yeah.
We're all dead serious.
Well, and
I'm so into this.
Truth be told, thank you guys, because that's
fucking awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. How hard it is to get.
We've got a lot of listeners in a lot of places,
Yeah.
and we think the world of all of you, and we can't believe that you guys love this very dumb show that we love a lot. So thank you for everything that you do.
Also, shout out to the 21% of our listeners in Lancaster, California.
Yeah, what up?
Yeah,
and the 15%
dude, what the
in
fuck,
Denver,
Lancaster?
Colorado. What up, Denver?
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of
getting high
Canadian
over
boys.
there?
You know, like we were making a lot of jokes about Canada in the first few seasons of the show.
I wasn't. I love you, Canada.
Yeah, like 10% of our listeners come from Montreal.
Thank you, Montreal.
Yo, these motherfuckers still haven't written in though.
Or
That's
have
true.
they?
Yeah,
Maybe
here's the deal. I'm looking at high percentages of every country that we're in. Even though they only make up like 6 to 7% of our listener base, the folks in Australia have been the most vocal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they're
Of the fan
super
groups.
vocal, and we love that.
They know what they
We'll
like.
have a meetup in Sydney. We know, like we're going to
MGM
meet up at the
Sydney.
opera.
Well, it looks
House.
like most of them are in Melbourne, so we should probably just go
Oh,
to
Melbourne.
Go to
No,
Melbourne.
you don't say no, Alessio. Don't say Melbourne. It's not Melbourne. It's Melbourne.
Okay, Melbourne. Excuse me.
That's something
So-
I learned about.
Wow, you know
Melbourne
how many
is that.
listeners we just lost because of Alessio's faux pas?
Well,
Wow.
and then we gained
No,
them back. Because
no, we
of
got them back
Sam's
because I
amazing
corrected it.
gentleman.
Melbourne, Australia.
Amazing.
What up? We've got 9 listeners from Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, I know. I saw that.
Representing D-Town 937, baby.
That's where
my
I visited
stomping
Sam
grounds.
for the first time.
What up, Sam?
Yeah.
Dayton, Ohio's
So,
it's
love
okay.
that.
Yeah, Ohio's fine.
Also, can I also point another thing out too? Sorry, I'm
Welcome
just
to
into
the
this.
Also Cast.
Welcome to the Also Cast. This is post show. We have we have 10 listeners in Montreal, Quebec, which is awesome, in Canada. The fucking stat thing is like it's MONTR capital A with the little tilde on top.
Oh my
the
God.
copyright symbol AL.
Yeah, it's like losing its shit because of
It's having a
all
real
the
hard
accents.
time. And then we have 9 listeners in Hull, England.
Well, if you got the if you're
Hull?
Canadian and you're using accent aigu or accent grave, I got you either way.
Wow. Mm-hmm. This is good.
You know what I'm about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Let's
love
just
you guys.
Can we let's just keep doing this, and
Oh,
then this will be like our
no.
post show.
Oh no.
And I know everybody wants to hear about statistics and shit.
Oh no. We'll
Fuck.
do a post.
Okay.
Welcome to Metal Gear Some Days. The post show.
welcome to Metal Gear Mondays Post Malone
Oh god.
Yeah.
with me, Post Malone.
Oh no. Nice. Well, cool. On
let's
that
see.
note,
Well,
how are we going
I
to
wanna-
travel to all these places? Because I think the easiest method of transportation would be if we all shipped ourselves in
Fulton.
boxes.
What kind of box?
Just a box.
Oh.
That was really good, guys.
Just a box.